Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss the concept of preprocessor in C programming. So what is preprocessing? A preprocessor is a program that processes the program before compilation. That means the processing which is done before the compilation of a program is called preprocessing. It operates under the control of preprocessor directives and they are placed before the main function at the top of the program. All directives begin with the symbol hash and we do not use semicolon at the end of these directives. We can divide these preprocessor directives into three categories. Number 1, file inclusion directives. Number 2, macro substitution directives. And number 3, compiler control directives. Let's discuss the very first preprocessor directive, file inclusion directive. This is also known as hash include directives. As you know, in each program we include header files at the top of the program. Like we write hash include stdio.h, hash include math.h, etc. Do you remember when you compile a program, it shows so many lines compiled. Like you only write 15 to 20 lines in any program, but after the compilation it shows 175 lines compiled, 205 lines compiled. So if we write only 15 to 20 lines in a program, so from where these extra lines come? You see, we include these header files in our program. So before the compilation of the program, the preprocessor inserts the entire content of that file in the source program itself. So where we write hash include, like hash include stdio.h, that place will be replaced by the content of that file actually by this preprocessor. There are two categories of this hash include directives. One in which we write the file name in angled bracket and second in which we write the file name in double quotes. Like you see here we are including the file name using this angled bracket, and in this second form we write the file name in double quotes. Actually, if we want to include standard library header files, then we use this form, and if we want to include some user defined file, like we can make a file in which we can place all the definitions of functions, we can define our own macros, then if we want to include that file, we will generally use this form. The second category of preprocessor directives is hash defined directive. This hash defined directive is used to define macros. The operation specified in this directive is also known as macro. So we use this preprocessor directive to define any symbolic constant like the value of pi. We all know that the value of pi is a constant, is equal to 3.14159. So instead of writing the value directly 3.14159, we can use a macro pi for this. So this can be used to define the symbolic constant in a program. So when our program will be compiled, before the compilation of the program, this value pi, or you can say this identifier pi, will be replaced by its value 3.14159. So like if I define an identifier hash define id 5, it means I am defining a macro id in our program and the value of this macro is 5 actually. So in our program, wherever this id is present, that id will be replaced by this 5 before the compilation. So for compiler it is 5, but for a programmer in the entire program it will be written as id. Like we can define a macro like hash define pi 3.14159. So every occurrence of this pi word pi in the program will be replaced by 3.14159. This is called macro substitution. So here pi is a macro, id is a macro. These are called symbolic constant because in the program we use this word pi, not the value of this pi 3.14159. But for computer, for compiler, it is 3.14159. So wherever this pi is present, that will be replaced by its value. This is called macro substitution. These macros can be categorized into two types: macro without arguments and macro with arguments. Here this macro pi is the macro without argument and the macro circle area x is the macro with argument. You see here we are giving an argument x also, and this macro will be expanded with this one. So this is the macro definition. Like we are calling here area is equal to circle area 4. So this circle area 4 will be replaced by this entire definition, and in place of x 4 will be there. So it will be written like this. The use of this parenthesis is very important here. You see, we always write this parameter inside these braces. Suppose we are not using them. Here you can see that this macro is defined like this. So we are not using this x inside a bracket. And suppose we use the statement area is equal to circle area c plus 2 in our program. So what will happen? This will be expanded like this. And you see, when this will be evaluated, first 3.14159 will be multiplied by c. But here you see the meaning of this macro is different. So if we will use this parenthesis, then the evaluation of this expression will be correct. And we can use more than one arguments in a single macro also. Like this macro rectangle area is defined using two arguments x and y. So when we use this rectangle area in program, it will be replaced by this definition with the value of x and the value of y. And what is nested macro? So our nested macro is a macro which is defined using another macro. So you see here that the macro n is defined using another macro m. So wherever n is present, this will be replaced by m plus 1, and further this m will be replaced by this 5. So here the definition of this macro is nested macro. The same way, if you see the definition of this cube x, it is using square x, which again is a macro. So this is another example of nested macro. And if we want to define a macro conditionally, then we will use compile control directives. Here in this example, you can see that I am including a file define.h. This is a header file, and we supposed to have a macro test defined in this file, but we are not sure. So this conditional compilation ensures the availability of macro test in the file define.h. So here it is written if and def test. It means if not defined test. If test is not defined, then define this test. So if test is not defined in define.h or in any above file, then this macro test will be defined. And if it is defined already, then this statement will not be compiled. Though it will be included, but it will not be compiled. So it ensures that the macro test is always defined. And if we want an already defined macro not to be used in our program, then we can use this directive as undef test. So if defined test is true, that means if test is defined already, then this will be executed, undef test. So the definition of test will not be compiled. So there are two ways we can use this control directives. If we want a macro not to be used, if it is defined already, and in second case we want to test whether the macro is defined. If it is already defined, then the new definition will not be executed, and if it is not defined, then it will be defined. So a macro, you can say, is nothing but we are writing basically something which will be replaced before the compilation. It is called macro substitution. So it is just like a text substitution. Like we write hash include stdio.h. So before the compilation of program, this hash include stdio.h will be replaced by the content of this header file stdio.h. The same way, if I use a hash define macro, like hash define pi is equal to 3.14159, then before the compilation of the program, wherever this pi is present, this pi is present, it will be replaced by the value of this pi. So it is known as symbolic constant. And we can define a macro with arguments also. This is called parameterized macro. So when this macro will be expanded, it will be replaced by the definition as well as with the value of this parameter. I hope you are able to understand the concept of these preprocessors. Thank you.